Happy Saturday, everybody. It's Soulful Saturday. Come on in. The water is fine. Hope everybody's here. Come on, let's talk. Let's jam on it. Oh, how about some earbuds? Buds. I find that helpful. Don't you? Who's here? Say hello. I see people. Saturday, Saturday, Saturday. Yay. Hi, Catherine and Haida. Good to see everyone. We are spontaneously sprinting, you guys. And it's pretty fun. There's Amy. Happy Saturday to you. And Jan, how you doing? Hey, Cynthia. Every time I see Cynthia's name, it says Cynthia Dear. I want to say, hi, dear Cynthia. Hi, Remy. Good to see you. And here they all come. Yippee, yippee, skippy. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about today. There's my girl Vanessa and Annie. Hi, Annie. Coming on in. Yay. Hello, hello. We're at 23 thus far. 23. Hello, Janine. There she says, hello, hello. Double hellos for everyone. Well, listen, we have the Body Clutter book. That is going to be our big giveaway. And, this is all dependent on, of course, Marla being home. So I'm going to be going for Thanksgiving, and she's going to be coming in. So we're kind of two ships passing in the night. But it'll be fine. We're still, I've got the book. We will see each other again, and we will get that out. And that's the big winner. So please share these videos if you find them useful at all, or helpful, or helping you on your journey as whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. I'm here to help. I'm here to support you. But I would love your support too. So share this publicly so I can see it, and say a little something and I will reward your help, hopefully. So we have a big webinar coming up on Thursday, December 5th, and it is your Take Back Your Life workshop. And this workshop is to help us prepare ourselves so that for the first 30 days of 2020, we can come out of the gates like racehorses. We're going to get the job done. And that instead of just making New Year's Eve, resolutions that we forget about 3 days later, we're going to make real goals, chunk them down into 90-day segments, and make our lives happen. This is so exciting. And this is the way I've been doing it for a couple of years. I made this journal back in 2017, and it's a game changer, guys. It's a game changer. The book that I read is called, this is what made me create this one. The book I read is called The 12-Week Year, which is a great book. And it just made sense. But his whole point is, don't make these big, long, yearly goals because you'll forget about them. But if you take a year goal and you chunk it down into 90-day segments, it'll happen. So while I've read this book several times, and I created my journal based on some of this, based on some other stuff, and it just works for me. And I think if you have a brain like mine and you just need things out in very plain English, and you're looking at trying to elevate and up-level your life to the next level, this is the way to do it. And you can get this. We have them in hard copy. We have the PDF. And it's on savingdinner.com/journal, and you can get the book there. We only have like 20 copies left, you guys. Only 20 copies. I am not ordering new ones, but the PDF will be there. I'm probably going to make a new journal, and it's good for 90 days. I suggest that you get it because then you can come to the workshop. We're going to be using the PDFs for the workshop and really planning out what that 90 days is going to look like. It's going to be amazing. And then I'm going to be doing also a vision board workshop because I've done vision boards for many years, and I could show you. Mine is way up there on the It's on the wall. I'll show it to you another. I keep saying I'll show it to you another time. I keep forgetting to take it off the wall. But anyway, a vision board is great because then you cut things out from magazines. So just start stashing your magazines, you guys. Stash them and keep them for this particular project. And this is going to be so much fun. Barbara said she got her journal the other day doing the happy dance. Yeah, we've had a lot going out. And we were talking about it today, and it was heads up. We only have 20 left. And I said, okay, well then, heads up. We only have 20 left. So if you want the hard copy, get it. But certainly you will get the PDF as well. And that's what we're going to be using as the workshop for the journals. Okay. I just want to tell you that because honestly, I want you to have a 2020 that is beyond everything that you've ever hoped to have. We can do this. It's just a matter of completely reorganizing and rethinking the way that we tackle our goals and the visions that we have for ourselves. That's how it works. So I have a new quote for you. My big quote for you that I loved was "Little hinges swing big doors." And it's one of my very favorite quotes. But I saw this the other day. James Clear, who he wrote Atomic Habits, great book. I loved it. One of my favorite reads from last year. And I get his newsletter, and this is what was in his email this week. Rome wasn't built in a day, but they were laying bricks every hour. And I say this, and I've said this a few times to a few people, because, here's the thing. We have to understand that there is a process involved in all of this. Not only do you have to make the plans, but then you have to do the work. And the work is incremental. It happens one brick at a time. It happens one, pull at a time, one foundation at a time. And we have to respect the process. I say that over and over again, but it's true. When we can respect the process, we'll have a whole lot more patience for it, won't we? We'll have a whole lot more patience for the fact that, we still have this belly fat that we're dealing with, or we still have to deal with, the thigh. I always used to complain about that little fat on your thigh. Why can't that just go away? Well, it's a process, and that process keeps us on our toes, and it keeps us absolutely 100% thinking about, what's next? How do I accomplish this? But when we understand that is what this is all about, this is the journey. This is part of it. It didn't get here overnight, and it's not going to go away overnight. We have to allow for the process, and it helps us to appreciate all the hard work that we put in too. It's a simple thing. It's not easy. It is simple though, and this is just what makes it that much better, because we get to do this. So let's keep that in mind. Also, what I want to tell you is that, so mark your calendars again. And if you already own the Take Back Your Life, whether it's the PDF or the journal, whether it's the PDF or the hard copy, you will be getting an invitation to this workshop. That's how it's going to work. The workshop invitations will be going out to those who own it. That's how it works. So hopefully you're all going to be in on that. I hope so, because this is going to help you create the life that you want. That's what we do. We build things. How fun, right? So it's Soulful Saturday. And don't forget too, do you have your Thanksgiving menu, by the way? Go to savemedinner.com/Thanksgiving. Everything is there if you need it. I hope you're already there. I hope you already have it. But if you don't, there it is. And it gives you a timeline and everything that you need. Look, holidays can be really fun and they can be really stressful. And this takes all the stress out of it. It does, because it tells you line by line by line by line what you have to do next. Come on, Thanksgiving. How many people are you going to have at your house? I will tell you, I'm having exactly none. Exactly none. This is the first time in years that I haven't had Thanksgiving at my house. And I'm a little anxious about it, but I'm going to be okay. It's okay. This is just how it works sometimes. So let's talk a little bit about creating ourselves and having a vision for our lives. This is Soulful Saturday. This is part of the spiritual part. That's one of our little hinges, isn't it? That holds the big door of our life. We have the physical, the emotional, and the spiritual. I like to look at, there was Michelangelo made David out of this big slab of marble. And the whole time he was chipping away at that marble, he had in his mind a vision of this finished, beautiful masterpiece that was David. And while we are all not, that kind of an artist, we are an artist at the end of the day with our own lives. And we are the creator of our creation, of our lives. When we take that kind of an invested interest and that kind of a vision, and we utilize our skills to see into the future, to see the vision of what we want our lives to look like, we have the ability to be just like Michelangelo and to create something out of nothing, to create something out of a big slab of marble where you can see this vision for yourself, and everybody else maybe can't see that. But how crucial is that when we can see this beautiful vision for our lives, we have to look at it. We have to look at, okay, so it just started with this thing. But let me just say that when Michelangelo was getting ready to create David and make this beautiful statue that he made, it started with a thought. I want to do a statue. I want to sculpt a beautiful statue of David. And so when he saw the right building material, he said, that's it. I am going to create this David from this slab of marble. I wonder what everybody thought about him at the time. Do you think they thought maybe he was crazy, or they just couldn't understand, or maybe he had, I don't know, maybe they thought, okay, whatever, dude, you do you. I don't know what they thought. But the fact was he was on it. His vision was acute for himself. His vision was acute for the David that he wanted to create. And it was out of this big piece of marble where all you could see was like, okay, there's some marble. Maybe we're going to lay some floor with that. Maybe, do some bathroom vanities. Well, back then they probably didn't do that, but, not everybody around him necessarily saw what he saw, did they? But he had the vision, and he was the creator, and he had the tools. And that's what I want to say to you today, is that your life right now might look like a big old block of marble, but underneath it is a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece. And until you take out your tools, just like Michelangelo did, and start chipping away at that, you're not going to know what's in there. This is why we want to plan. And instead of just going in and saying, oh, whatever, 2020, no, we're going to go in there with a vision and plan and start chipping away to find the masterpiece that's underneath all that marble. We all have that ability. We all have the vision to see this beautiful creation, this masterpiece that can be our lives. It's a matter of creativity and curiosity and being willing to do the work, being willing to take one little chip out at a time. I'm going to bet, and I don't know the answer to this, maybe somebody does, I'm going to bet that it took him a minute to make David. I'm going to bet it wasn't done in a week. It probably took a year or more to create this beautiful statue that we all now, just one of the most beautiful masterpieces in the world. But that is us. We are the Michelangelos of our lives. We are the creators of our lives. We all have that big block of marble standing in front of us. And we all have the tools too. It's just a matter of bringing them out and working on it every single day, just a little bit at a time. A little bit at a time. And we can have for ourselves, at the end of it, this creation that maybe is even better than what we even thought we could have. Maybe it's even better than the vision that we had from the beginning. I remember when my vision for saving dinner was just all I wanted to do was be able to support my children and myself. That's it. I didn't have this huge vision for saving dinner. I didn't have the thousands of people that, tune into us every day and use our recipes and read my books. I didn't have that as a vision. It just happened because I had the tenacity to go forward so that I could do one thing. I wanted to do one thing. I wanted to support my family. And I was able to do that and so much more. But it was the tenacity. It was the persistence. It was the daily effort that did that. And 19 years later, here I am. You know, like it or not, here I am, y'all. That's how it is with everything. Anything that's worth creating takes that kind of a vision first. And it starts with your thoughts. And this is why I'm always telling you, you know, what's between your ears is just as critical as the plan that you're using to get the body clutter off. You've got to work them both. When we work them both, that's the fuel to keep us going forward, to keep us on the track to get to the very beautiful goal that we want to meet. It's not, you know, it isn't that our goals are too big. It's that our doing and our running after them and our daily effort to create them are too little. This is one of the reasons why I say this to you, and this is one of the reasons why I'm saying, let's get on this. Let's get on. Let's take back our lives with this journal. You know, this is the best that I can do for right now, but probably it's going to get better because I'm always looking at what is next. How do we reach this place where we're creating exactly the lives that we all want to lead, right? It's a matter of following our true north. Because I will tell you, every single woman that I've met, there's not one of them who said, oh, I'll just settle for whatever. Nobody has ever intentionally just decided that they want whatever life decides to hand them. It's just some of them have regrets because they've realized that they've spent their whole life just allowing things into their lives that don't have the meaning that they want. This is why I'm, you know, nagging you and saying, take those stupid games off your phone and get busy with your life. We've got one life to live. One, and one body to do it in. Just one. So if we take care of this body and we nurture our lives and we create for ourselves lives based on a thought, based on a vision, and go after it with everything that we have every single day, don't you think we're going to land there? We're going to land that masterpiece. We're going to create that masterpiece, and it's going to be better than even what we thought. I always wonder, you know, like when you think about Michelangelo, I mean, such a genius, right? And such a creator. You think about him. Was he thinking it's going to be this huge David? It's going to be just beautiful. These are what his hand positions are going to be. This is what his face is going to look like. Or was it kind of shadowy and just like, I just want to do this beautiful sculpture of David? And I'm going to bet that the details weren't all lined out for him, but they came into focus the more he worked on this beautiful statue. And isn't that the way it is? And if you've ever been, you know, creative with, if you knit or sew or you've done some pottery or painting, what you think you're going to do, and then once you've started into the process, becomes even more clearer, even more vivid. And we have the ability to sharpen the vision and to create something even more skilled and even more beautiful than we even originally thought. And I'm just going to bet, that's just my thought, you know, that's just my thought, that Michelangelo just said, wow, it's even better than I thought when it was all said and done. He put his heart and soul into this vision and created a masterpiece that, you know, how many years later are we looking at it? Hundreds and hundreds of years later and still talking about. And that for us is a very clear picture of where we want to go. This is in our hearts and souls, ladies. The vision for our future is in our hearts and souls. The things that we want is in our hearts and souls. And I'm not talking about, I want a new car or I want to lose weight so that I can wear size 6 jeans. It's not that. It's all about the richness and the vivaciousness that life has to offer. It's about having a quality of life with your family and your friends that maybe is not available to you right now, but it can be if you have a vision for yourself that's more than what it is right now today. If you dare, like Michelangelo, to look at the block of marble that is your life right now and make a decision that from that block you are going to sculpt a masterpiece. Because inside of you, you have the ability, you have the thoughts, and you have the vision to be able to do it. And I'm going to tell you this right now too. You have the entire set of tools that you're going to need. And if you don't, all you have to do is speak up and you'll find them. You will find them. I think we get locked into this. Well, how's this going to happen? How are we going to do this? I think sometimes we don't need to worry about the how, but we need to worry about the what. Because if we can redirect our brains, the reticular activating system that sees things and brings them in magically, if we can do that, if we can stimulate that and talk about them and plan them out and write about it and talk to people about it and be excited and see in our minds this vivid picture of what it is that we want in our lives, I promise you, there's no way that it's not going to happen. I have seen this for myself over and over again, repeatedly over again. And the reason that this happens is because we are co-creators with God. We are. He gives us that ability. He gives us the ability to reason and to dream and to see and to have these vivid visions for our futures. We are co-creators. Isn't that incredible? We don't just lay down and say, okay, God, whatever. We're not in bed waiting for God to poof, there it is for you. It doesn't work that way. What he's done is he's given us all the equipment we need. He has the creativity, the curiosity, the vision, the ability to be able to reach out and to friend just the right people and find just the right people and bring just the right tools and all the things into our lives so that we are as imaginative and as brilliant a creator as Michelangelo. You have one life, one body. And with this, you have the ability to create the masterpiece that you want. You do, just like Michelangelo. Nothing's being held back from you. It's not like this guy over here is more gifted than this guy over there. It's not. It is available to you when you reach out and you say, I'm willing to do what I need to do. It's a daily thing. And remember, Rome wasn't built in a day, but they were laying bricks every single hour. Every single hour. And I want you to think about that. And I want you to meditate on that. Because when you do this, when you put yourself in the place of understanding that every single day, that little bit of action that you put toward your dream, toward your vision, is going to make a difference, you will be laying those bricks and your Rome will be built. It's how it works. Now, for those of us who are doing our spontaneous sprint, I want you to think about something for a minute here. And that is, I want us to all start a meal whenever it is that we break our fast. And we've had our smoothie or whatever it is, and we're getting into the meal portion of it, is to take our bone broth or our soup and have what I'm going to start calling a mindful mug. So put that soup in there. This soup is something, again, that helps us to create the vision that we have for the health that we want for our bodies, and even, those stupid size 6 jeans, right? If we have that moment to be mindful with that mug, being grateful for what it represents and how it's healing our bodies and giving us the nourishment and the savoriness and the warmth of it and how it's just warming heart and soul, it's going to help us to not go off the rails. And I would really suggest that everybody have a cup of bone broth before you have your Thanksgiving meal this time. Take yourself a little mindful mug with you, put that bone broth in, heat it up, and drink it so that you can navigate that big buffet, so that you are in control of what those portions are, because you are the creator of your life. And going off the rails and continually harming your body with overabundance of food and food that we don't need is, at the end of the day, it dings us in the soul. It dings us in our integrity. It dings us and harms us and makes us feel bad. So let's center ourselves and go back to that little mindful mug. That mindful mug of bone broth is a reminder that your life counts, that you are creating for yourself good habits to nurture and love the body that you've been given, to nurture and love the life that you've been given, and to keep yourself in accordance to what your hopes and your dreams are all about. That's it. Can you see that? That one little mindful mug to keep you in tune with all that's important to you. I love that. And that's my new thing, is that mindful mug. Keep me on the straight and narrow. Keep me going toward that vision that I have of myself of healthy and strong and at optimal health and optimal weight, to keep me in my life doing more and more and creating more and more. Gosh, it's a circle, and it's such a blessing, and it's such a privilege to be able to have this opportunity to feed ourselves like this, body and soul. So keep that in mind when you're getting ready to have a meal, that you have a minute to center yourself and go back to this place of the mindful mug and keep yourself in tune and in touch with what's going on with your meals. No more mindless meals, meaningful meals, mindful meals. And you start with your mindful mug. That's my little heart and soul thing for you today. So with that, I wish you all the best for the rest of this weekend, and I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to pop on tomorrow for Sunday. Maybe it's going to be Nunday Sunday. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So keep yourself centered. I'm glad you like that, Betsy. Keep yourself centered and keep yourself mindful, because the holidays can be a real danger zone for a lot of people to just go off the rails. And you don't need to. You don't have to, ascribe to that anymore. You have a centering. You have a mindfulness that a lot of people don't have. So exercise it. The more you exercise that mindful muscle, the stronger it gets. Peace. I'll see you soon. Bye.